Like, what are we doing?
Corey Graves, the ignorant slut. Cannot pronounce the word coup de grace. He says coup de grace.
Welcome back to This is a Takeover. My name is David Hensley. I'm the owner and creative director of Long Walk Productions, and I am here tonight to introduce your host, Shelby Death Ray Patterson.
Thank you, David, and welcome to This is a Takeover. I'm Shelby Ray Patterson.
And I'm Gina Belmont.
And we're here to discuss Crown Jewel 2022. But first off, how are you doing, Gina?
Oh, I am good, but
Are you now?
I'm a little all over the place.
Why
but,
is that?
You know, I have 9 days, and then I'm not going to be Gina Belmont anymore.
No, I'm gonna have to redo that intro.
We are the next time that we. You know what?
The next time
we do this, I am going to have a new name. I'm getting married.
Well, if you would just start using the nickname I gave you, it would still work.
Oh, what was that again?
Gina Bless Your Heart Bradford.
I'll take that.
Hey, that works.
I'll take it.
It works as well as Belmont.
Yeah.
It's still a B, Gina.
Well, that's not. Wait, hang on. That's not the problem that we had with it. The problem I had was the intention of how bless your heart. Well, but it does work though.
It does work.
It does.
Like, I don't
Well-
understand. Why are you fighting this?
You know what, Gina? Bless your heart.
Let's see.
See,
Okay.
there it is.
There
You
it
brought
is.
that one on yourself.
Yep. I walked right into that door.
Now-
Got slammed right in my face.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to say to our listeners out there that thanks to the tropical storm that's rolling
Jesus.
up the East Coast,
Yeah.
and the limited amount of time we all have in a week to all sit down and record together, you're going to get a wrestling podcast with a side of ASMR tonight, and I apologize for that.
I blame me
Yeah.
because I literally, if you go back, listeners,
Mm-hmm.
to any podcast that I am on for the past like 2 months, it has been raining.
You know
And
what?
first, I blamed dogs. I was like, nope, this is dogs' fault. But nope, it's mine.
no,
so I
but
fully
we could
take it
still
back.
because we're still. This is kayfabe Outpost 1.
Yeah,
This
It-
is still his property.
that's true.
We could.
That's a stretch, though. Like, I feel like
I mean, I'm sure he is stretched for far other more pointless things.
fair. That's fair. But yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's gonna be fun.
But my brain's a little scattered, so y'all, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm already in a goofy mood.
No, we
I
already
feel
are.
like we all know what's going to happen. At least I hope
Okay.
we do.
Not at the wedding, dingbat. Here tonight with this recording.
Oh, surely
Lord
your
knows.
wedding planner knows what's going to happen.
That's why you hired her.
Oh yes, and she's worth every damn penny.
Yeah.
Because Lord have mercy.
So I think these Crown Jewel events, I feel like, are always really interesting.
Yeah.
Because we notoriously on this show and just across this network in general do not like these shows.
Yeah.
And the main reason is because of the blood money of it all, right? Like
It's-
just the indication of like why we're over here.
Yeah.
But also they've just been notoriously bad.
Oh, awful.
Like they kind of been just like glorified Raw and SmackDown episodes, but like turned up to 11.
I'll never forget the vagina cup.
Oh my God.
There's nothing on this. Oh, David,
do
you make that
remember?
face.
Do you remember the vagina cup?
It was it was unfortunately a very horribly made trophy
Yeah.
that looked like the cup looked like a diva cup with fallopian tubes on the side of it. It was awful. It was deplorable and
Wasn't it for like the
hilarious. It was for the women's championship or something. No, wait, no, it was the best in the world because Shane got it.
Yes. It was for the greatest wrestler in the world or
That's what it
something
was.
like that.
Some bullshit like that. That's right.
So they would do stuff like that,
And
all
it
the
was
time.
just,
so it was
ooh.
like the greatest Royal Rumble. You would have like Goldberg and Taker, and Shawn Michaels came back into that awful match with Taker at one time. You know, it just they always kind of notoriously had these like quote unquote gimmick matches.
Yes.
that you would see on like a specialty version of Raw
Because
or
it's
something.
exactly what the Prince wanted.
right. He just basically would write down being like, okay, I want to see this, and
It's like
Part
writing
of-
to Santa. And Santa, this year, I want a match against The Undertaker, and I want a match against Goldberg.
Well, I'm pretty sure that I saw on Instagram, and this might not be 100% correct. I might have read it wrong, but I'm pretty sure I read they made more money from the Saudis for this one pay-per-view than they have every WrestleMania combined.
Good Lord, are you serious?
If my facts are correct, I'm pretty sure they make $50 million per Saudi show.
Million with an M?
A million with an M. Yes.
That's
Per Saudi show. Yeah, that's a lot of money. So I understand why we do these shows, right? Because it's a very rich man and rich country that is willing to give them lots of money. And Vince McMahon loved money.
Yes,
right?
he did.
So I understand. And now they're in this like 10-year contract.
Yeah, and Hunter always will keep a contract.
But here's the thing, though. I don't know if they can get out of that.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do you want to break a contract?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
No.
I'm fine to sit here, in this booth and be far away from them.
I don't think, and there's a lot of other people on the roster who believe that there's no amount of money that can get them over there.
Oh yeah, there's constantly protest about.
Yeah.
Like, I will not go over there. It doesn't matter how much money you pay me.
Yeah.
Honorable.
This might be a bad time to segue into our sponsorship.
No, stop it.
Well, you know what, guys?
We're sponsored?
It's been really nice doing this show with you guys. I really appreciate it, but yeah.
I'm just going to play a quick 30-second ad.
No, get out.
Oh man, don't tease us with actual sponsorships.
I looked at you and I was like, we're sponsored?
No.
Bless my heart. I'm going to go ahead and say it for myself. There we go.
Here's a spot from the Prince.
Anyway. So, but I say all that to then say, I actually didn't hate this one. Like, I didn't absolutely hate it. I didn't hate watch it like I thought I would.
I didn't hate watch it.
Well, that's what we do. We get together and we hate watch it.
No, it's just that's an apt description, and I just really like it.
We do hate watch a lot of things, but I'm going to go on record now and say that nobody involved in Long Walk Productions has ever hate watched anything involved with Saudi Arabia. In fact, we've all thoroughly enjoyed everything we've seen from them every single time and had nothing but the utmost respect for the people involved.
Lightning is about to strike you down right where you sit, and we're in a metal building.
I think he's covering our asses for us.
And I'm just making it worse. It's fine. Anyway, but I really didn't. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that I, like, really enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
But I think that it was better than most Crown Jewel events.
I'm trying to... right near the end of when Vince left and all of that, I felt that the show was at that quality of like a not Raw, but like a SmackDown, like that level. Like, it's gotten up and up recently, like in quality and rating and all of that. But from where it used to be at like rock bottom of just like the Vagina Cup,
right,
and then going up. And it has improved. And I understand that there are some very serious negotiations that have to happen with these things. Mm-hmm. I mean, having women alone on the card, having women wrestle, that was monumental when this started.
To now having multiple women's matches.
With more skin-tight clothing. Mm-hmm. I mean, good Lord. Scarlett even came out hot as hell. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But I know that it takes time. So it has gotten a lot better than where it definitely started.
Well, and I think I say all of that to also say, again, another addendum. When you have the headliner be someone like Roman Reigns and Logan Paul, where it's a gimmick match, right? Because going into it, you're thinking, one, he's not winning this match.
Yeah,
there's no way, and if he is going to be good, he's going to be good at this one match, and there's going to be no story, there's going to be no substance, there's going to be nothing. That's not what this match was, though.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to go ahead and talk about it because
I love how we've been recently starting at the end and then going back to the beginning.
I like it because there's been the past couple of pay-per-views, there's been some really big shit that have happened at the end, and I don't want to wait till the end.
I can't wait.
Like, anyway. So is that cool? Can
No,
we go ahead and
that's
talk?
great.
Okay. So, okay. I've been going through all of my feelings with this match because
Yeah.
at first I hated it.
I
I didn't want anything to do with it because I don't want anything to do with him. When he first came on and he was doing shit with the Miz, I'm like, okay, fine, stay there.
Don't move.
Right, stay in the mid card, stay with the Miz, tag team the shit out of whatever. Yeah, you can stay there and that's fine because I'm probably not going to watch it and I can go to the bathroom or I can go get a drink or I can, whatever and not have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But then you move them into the main event.
Like,
and now
the jump
people
was,
have to pay attention.
like, why? And that's the thing is, like, when I saw that he was coming in for main event, I was livid. I was like, the jump that he made just because of followers or whatever, it made me frustrated. And we've talked about it. And you said it beautifully where, he's jumped the line where there were so many other people in this company who have worked their asses off to try to get main event spots. And, this is before we had watched it, where this, TikToker, Vine famous guy.
There it is.
Vine.
Yeah.
Like, for all you whippersnappers out there, that was before TikTok.
That was the original
That was the
TikTok.
original TikTok. It's frustrating because I was like, oh, great. Like, he's just here to make them money. And that's obnoxious. Like, this is already, like, going to be horrible. So I came into watching this with a piss poor attitude.
Well, same. I mean, I definitely didn't want to like it and definitely didn't think I was going to.
Yeah.
I didn't come into this match at all because
No,
I
you
left.
You walked out.
As soon as we got to main event and I knew that it was Reigns and Paul, I was like, okay, I love you guys. I hate these two men. Bye.
And that's what I really can respect about our producer, David.
Yes.
Like, he will not stay for shit that he doesn't want to watch.
He's like, I'm out, man.
He's like, I'm out. I'm not going to watch it. But it's really frustrating for me to actually say these words.
Oh, God.
I really liked the match.
Yeah.
Like, once I actually went and watched it, because full disclosure, everyone, I fell asleep.
You did. But you were just exhausted.
I was really tired. But I when I actually watched it, he gets it.
Yeah.
And that's what sucks.
And
So
the psychology, too.
And so I was thinking about this when you have celebrity matches in the past. Like, you've had a shit ton of people
Yes.
that have been like, I like wrestling. I want to come on and I want to do something. Like, you had David Arquette that came on, and he was kind of an exception because he actually understood shit.
Yeah.
But he didn't really do that much. Then you actually had Snooki come on and do something.
I forgot about
yes.
Snooki.
Yes, David. Snooki came on. She did a round off back handspring elbow to some.
That's right, because
chick in
she
the
did
corner.
cheerleading.
Yes.
That's right.
And the crowd went fucking nuts. Like, they loved it. But that's all that celebrities were, like, really supposed to do.
One spot wonders.
Right, exactly. They, like, trained for that one spot, and then the crowd would pop, and then they would be like, yeah, in the middle of the ring, and then go home.
Yes.
Let's not forget about Bad Bunny.
Well, that's what I was going to bring
okay.
up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, no, don't worry.
But so now there's this expectation that celebrities who come on actually have to know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? So you go back to Stephen Amell, right?
Yeah.
Who came on.
That was the start of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think there might have been someone else before that, but I can't remember. But Stephen Amell came in, trained, knew the psychology, knew the history, knew everything about wrestling, right?
And
was
deep friend of Cody's.
Exactly. And
Deep
was
friend of
really,
Cody's.
really good. And that was a great angle. You had Bad Bunny, who came in, who
Surprise.
legit was the surprise of the century.
Heyo.
Right? Who came in, this Latin pop star who is amazingly talented, right?
And just the greatest human, apparently.
Apparently.
The sweetest person.
He tag teamed with Damian Priest against The Miz and John Morrison at WrestleMania and legit steals the night.
That was such a great match.
I popped so hard for him multiple times, genuinely during that match. And then now you have Logan Paul, who apparently trained for months for this match, right? And he has done, this is his third match, right?
Yeah.
Total. And his match with The Miz was okay. Like, it was fine.
It was that starter.
But this one, he understood not just the moves that he was doing, but why he was doing them.
Yeah.
And Roman actually sold better for him than I think I've seen him sell for anybody.
That's what I wanted. And I said that to you the other night. I said, Roman Reigns just had his Randy Orton moment.
Yeah.
Where he connected truthfully with this person and put forth the effort that he needed to have. I don't know if they trained together. I don't know if they, worked together on storylines so that they could both be connected for this moment. But he came to bat, and that's what I was most floored about.
Oh, the other one was Pat McAfee. That's who I was forgetting.
Of course.
Yes. So apparently, Pat McAfee won PWI's Rookie of the Year last year.
Get the hell out of here.
Yes.
You know what?
He did.
Good for you, Pat.
But that's kind of proving the point of, like, you have these celebrities who come in who actually know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so now it sets a precedent for, like, any other celebrity that comes in. Like, you can't just come in and do a one-off gimmick anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you absolutely have to know what you're doing and how you're doing it and actually execute it perfectly. Because if you watch the spots that Logan Paul did.
Yeah.
Every single spot that he did was almost perfect.
It
right?
was frustratingly almost perfect.
Right. And I think that you kind of get to a point now, because the match itself the story was told very well, but it also, Roman told it well, because he actually sold his punches.
Yeah.
Right? So, like, I don't know if you noticed at the end of the match, he was holding his jaw.
Yeah, like he got actually hurt.
Right. I've never seen him do anything like that. Out of the 2 years that we have had to put up with this man, I have never seen him sell or act his ass off the way that he acted that night. Like, that, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Monday morning, I saw Chris, the Fashion Plate Barnes from This Is a Work. And
Hey, Chris.
First thing I said to him was, all right, so how bad was the Reigns and Paul match? And he sighed, and he went, it was really good, and we were all mad about it.
Can I tell you the uproar that our group went into when this match was over? And it wasn't because the match was bad. It was because it was good.
And that was...
Right? Like that's sad.
Yeah. You know what? But you said something that makes sense now, because we were just talking about how now when you come in and you're a guest, you have to know. It makes sense. Vince would just want anyone to come in.
Yeah.
That would draw anyone in. It doesn't matter if they can wrestle. It's star power. And now that makes sense, because Hunter is like, no, we wrestle. So if you're coming in, you're wrestling.
Yeah, because if he was there during the Vince era.
Yes.
And then and his match was not, it was so-so.
Yeah.
Right? But, like, now he's coming in and, like,
I mean, he's been working privately with Shawn Michaels.
if he didn't get injured, I would think that they would try to make this storyline continue.
Oh, absolutely.
You know?
It also helps that Logan Paul has fuck you money.
That's true.
And I mean, he at this point he can do
Unholy
literally
amounts.
he can do literally whatever he wants. I want to be a boxer and fight Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
Floyd
that's his
Mayweather.
brother.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, sorry.
No,
whatever.
he did that. Both of them did
Oh, I
that.
forgot he did too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
that was a big part of his promo for
Oh,
this match.
yeah.
Was that Floyd Mayweather couldn't knock me out. I'm like, bitch, I'm sure he even wasn't in his prime right now. Like, just, it's fine.
Let it go, baby boy.
Right.
Let it go.
Yeah, most of these celebrities that I feel like come in there, they have that attitude of, all right, well, I'm gonna, I'm doing other things. I'm doing movies and TV shows and whatever right now. I'm gonna come in and do my thing and leave. Logan Paul has the free time and the money to be like, no, you know what? I don't have a day job, you fucking plebes. I'll spend 7 days a week working out and practicing.
No, exactly. And I heard someone else say this, so I can't take complete credit for this thought.
Yeah.
But there are 3 things that the celebrity side of wrestling now has to have when they come in.
Yeah.
Right? So they have to have the skill set, like to be athletic enough to do the moves.
Yeah.
He has that. They have to have the charisma to be able to portray this character that they're trying to portray in the ring. Unfortunately, he has that because he has millions of followers on YouTube, and he is on YouTube, so he knows how to be charismatic in that sense.
Yeah, I guess I can argue with saying, okay, but is that charisma or is that him just actually in real life being an asshole? But that's for another day, and we're not going to discuss that.
That's not what I'm
one.
talking about.
I know.
Though. I'm not talking about him as the actual person. I'm talking about him as the YouTube persona that he has.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, okay.
So, because you can equate it like a YouTube personality and a wrestling character as a very
Yes.
similar thing.
Okay,
right?
yes, I get you. I'm sorry.
And 3, knowing the psychology of wrestling.
Yeah.
And he may not know the deep psychology of it, but he got this match.
Yeah.
He got this match's psychology.
And
I think that's what made it work. But I think if it was just him and Roman and you didn't have all that interference shit at the end, I think it would have been a perfect match for me.
wow.
I really do. Because I am so sick of all of the WWE interference. Like, I'm over it.
You've been mentioning
Almost
that for
every
a while
single
now.
match.
Yeah.
Not just on pay-per-view, but on Raw and SmackDown too. You
Yeah.
have a run-in interference. You have a distraction. You have a DQ finish. You have a whatever. You don't have clean finishes anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it really annoys me.
Yeah.
Because you had the Usos run out, and then you had Jake Paul run out, who had the worst punches I have ever seen in my life.
And see, that's the thing that drives me crazy is like the people who have actually been in fights, like Ronda went through that for a while.
Oh, her punches were horrible.
Oh
too.
my gosh,
Yeah.
they were atrocious. And even Shayna Baszler, like, could not figure out until a little while later, like, the degree of how to punch somebody.
Right.
And it's frustrating because you're sitting there going, you're the one who's paid to beat the shit out of people. I feel like you would, understand like how close to be, like, but I get it.
I think that those are the people who have the hardest to, or are the ones that have to work the hardest on that, because they're used to actually hitting people.
like going through their heads.
Right, exactly. And
Yeah.
not having to have restraint. But like
Yeah.
with wrestling, you can hit people, but like you don't hit them with the same amount of force that an MMA person or
What?
a
They don't
boxer
beat the
does.
shit out of each other?
Depends on who's fighting each other, you know? But I guess, like, I don't want to give it a 4.5, but I'm giving it a 4.5 because it was a good match.
You know
and
what?
we hold people's character against them all the time on the show,
Yes.
and
We're a
a
little bit.
we're petty in that sense. I can say it. I'm petty. I will deduct an entire point because I don't like the person that's in the match. Like, I've done it before. But I'm just saying, I still hate this man.
Oh yeah, no.
The hatred
like,
is still there, but
we're not going to go into how bad of a human this person is. If you want to Google
don't
it,
need to.
go ahead, Google it.
everybody who is listening to this right now
but knows him.
I'm sure has heard of the name Logan Paul and knows that there's negative connotations around it.
Yeah.
So you don't have to sit here and let me tell you
Yeah.
how bad of a person this man is. But that night, when he wrestled Roman Reigns, it was a really good match.
Yeah.
So I have to judge it off of that.
Honestly, because it was, I was petty mad. I was the whole night. And the next morning I woke up and there was this picture that was used all over the internet. And it's really impressive. And I have to give it to him for this picture. It's when Roman's on the ground. He's about to do the Superman punch that just decks Paul. But Logan Paul, I kid you not, he has to be at least 6.5 feet in the air. Just not moonsault, but just, I mean, full. about to just, superhero punch down.
Yeah, I know the
but
shot,
the
yeah.
shot is breathtaking. And you sit there and you see the form that he has just in the shot. And I hate to admit it, but I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
It's
you can be impressed.
But the stubborn side of me doesn't want to be impressed.
I
But
understand.
yes,
That's
but
the
I can't-
Sagittarius in you, but
I
you need to let that go.
he did exceptionally well, especially for someone who has done so little.
Yeah. And I think that's also a good point to say, too, is that you have this person who did do a fantastic job, but also who had months to train for this one
Yes.
match and has not been on the road, has not done pay-per-views
Yes.
prior to this, didn't do a pay-per-view earlier just this month.
There are addendums we can add to
Of
this.
course.
But for where he was and for where this match was supposed to be and the expectations that we all had, he excelled them.
Yeah, and I think it is unfortunate because he did injure himself pretty badly.
Very badly.
During the middle of this match. And I definitely have not gotten injured that badly during
No.
a show before, but I definitely have been injured in the middle of a show before and had to push through.
I was there for
And that is something that I don't wish on anybody.
No.
And that was just my ankle. So I can only imagine
And I'm sure the
with it
adrenaline
being
probably.
your entire knee
Ugh.
area, because it was MCL, ACL, and meniscus.
Oh, I missed the MCL too. Ooh.
yeah.
Golly.
He tore all three of those.
And see
things.
that takes a level.
Yeah.
That that could have very easily had a moment where he could have sat down and been like, no, any other celebrity who has not lived this life could have thrown in that towel very quickly and been like, hey, I can't.
Yeah.
But he didn't. And he kept going. And I mean, truthfully, going back, looking through, I still don't know the exact moment when.
I don't either.
And that's really impressive.
Yeah.
I don't condone,
don't
pushing
you don't-
through very bad injuries.
Yeah.
But, however, that was fucking impressive.
Yeah, and I think so. Obviously, I don't even know what else to say about it. Honestly.
Honestly, I think we got it.
I think that it helped the whole show though, because
Yeah.
if you look at the rest of the matches that we're gonna go through, they weren't fantastic.
No,
Right?
no.
There were some that were definitely fun, but they were not. There were none of these that, minus maybe one, that was actually really, really good. So I think it definitely helped the pay-per-view as a whole.
Yeah.
Because,
Having it end on that note was pretty nice.
well, because our first match was Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. And you think,
Normally on a normal card, that would have been the last card. That would have been the last match.
yeah, this match lasted 6 minutes.
Brock got to go.
And that was the joke that we made the entire night, because the past few Crown Jewel pay-per-views, this man has been the first one on the card, and he has, I think, a private jet that is waiting for him to get out of Saudi Arabia at the end of his match.
I mean, man,
Probably parked outside the arena.
Absolutely.
That's how he got home before everyone else. Last year, I think, because
Yeah.
when everyone got stuck in
When
Saudi Arabia.
suddenly-
2 years ago.
2 years
Yeah,
ago.
when
Yeah.
suddenly the plane just was not going to go off until that.
Yeah, that's why Brock
payment.
Lesnar was actually on TV the next following week and not
Yeah.
stuck in Saudi Arabia. I actually think that might have been 3 years ago, because
Was that 3
that's
years?
when NXT invaded.
That's
Remember?
Oh my gosh, that's right. That was 3 years ago.
Time is a construct. It's meaningless.
It was
Yeah,
2019.
especially COVID time.
It was 2019, because that's when
Wow.
that's when NXT invaded and became a third brand, and then went on to do Survivor Series because of that.
Oh my gosh.
So thank you, plane that broke down in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
We got some pretty good golden years of NXT out of it. Anyway, but yeah, this match lasted 6 minutes, and it literally consisted of Bobby Lashley beating the shit out of him and then getting pinned in a really weird
Sort
pinning
of
predicament.
lift. I don't.
I know the setup. So
Yeah.
Bobby goes to set in the Hurt Lock,
Okay.
which impressive feat to get a full Nelson onto Brock Lesnar's very thick neck.
Thick.
But so he,
You like that, David? Thick.
Now, is that with a CK or with 2 Cs?
oh, 2 C's, 100%. So he locks in the Hurt Lock, and then Brock is struggling, and then goes and pushes himself off of the turnbuckle in the corner. Bobby falls down, and Bobby really maneuvers himself to make it so that his shoulders are on the ground. And then Brock pins him 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay.
So Brock was laying back or stomach up on him. So it's like Bobby was here.
Yeah.
Brock was laying on his back on top of him.
Thank you for the visuals. Now I
know.
understand.
I
You guys can't see it, but it really does help me.
I could see her eyes.
I'm trying to
listeners.
remember that spot because I think I was talking to Kara at that point.
Yeah, so Bobby is laying flat on his back.
Yeah.
Still connected to Brock.
Okay.
And then Brock is laying on his back on top of Bobby and then pins him. And then
I've
I
never
remember,
seen
I
him
can't
do a
remember
spot
who
like
said
that.
it, but someone's like, is that a legal pin? Like, is that allowed?
I mean, he didn't get up.
He didn't. He didn't. So it was the shortest match of the entire night.
That's unreal.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, it's predictable Brock.
Yeah, but like this was supposed to be like their WrestleMania rematch.
Yeah, and
you know,
it
like
just
it fell flat. Like it was not that great.
one.
No.
Not even a one
No,
regal.
no. I gave it a 3.
Oh.
Just because I mean there wasn't anything to it.
Yeah.
So whenever there's nothing to it, I kind of just give it
It's
a middle
just-
of the road.
Yeah, whatever.
So yeah, I mean it was weird. It was a really weird
Yeah.
match, and then Bobby beat him up afterward.
But
like,
if he could beat him up, okay,
I don't
yeah.
know. Right?
I don't understand that
it
psychology.
Didn't make any sense.
I don't get that psychology.
Okay, so
And any whore?
next match is Damage Control, which is Dakota Kai and Io Sky versus Alexa Bliss and Asuka.
Oh man.
Now, really, this match didn't have a lot to it, but
Nah.
I think what everybody's talking about is the interview beforehand. Do you remember what happens before this?
Say it. Say it. Say it.
So, Alexa and Asuka
Yeah.
are being interviewed, and then there's a TV that's behind them. Yeah. And then it glitches, and then not the Fiend, I keep calling him the Fiend.
I know. It's
Bray
an adjustment.
Wyatt-
It's an
yeah,
adjustment.
Bray Wyatt's signal
Yeah.
pops up.
Ooh.
Now, in the moment, I thought Asuka noticed it. Because I looked
Ooh.
at Kara and I was like, did you see Asuka's face? Because Asuka looks at it and blinks a bunch. And I was like, oh my God, is it Asuka? But apparently not. Apparently it was for Alexa. And I was just like, no, but that would have been really interesting.
It would have been very interesting, but
Yeah.
so I see what you're saying, but I can also see like how Alexa's like, oh yeah, like I don't see anything about it, but then Asuka's like, no, like that's behind you.
Yeah, I think that's probably what it was.
But it
what
didn't-
It
it
was
didn't-
entailing, but it didn't really hit for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe it was because I was focusing more on Asuka when it happened than Alexa.
Yeah.
So I didn't really see Alexa's reaction.
Ooh.
But apparently throughout the match, spooky shit was happening,
Yes.
and I didn't notice any of it.
No.
Until it was pointed out to me.
Always. That's how it
later
always
on.
is.
So apparently, like, there was a light that flashed on her face or something when she was doing a.
Oh, I thought that was a
hold.
I thought that was a mess up. Oh.
And then in the audience, when she did a hot tag, apparently the lights went down in the audience and then came back up.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
this spoopy stuff.
Do you think it's for Alexa or do you think it's for Nikki? Because Nikki interfered in this match and made them lose the title. So do you think it's like like it looks like it's the obvious thing where
Because
it could be
Alexa was
Alexa
with Bray, and
she was the latest one that was with him before he got released, and then but it's really Nikki because she's crazy Nikki again.
because she did lose. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh.
That's my big brain thinking right there, guys.
Ooh, good wrinkle brain.
If that actually happens, I'm gonna be so happy. I'm gonna be so happy because
I didn't even think about that.
because I don't want Alexa back with him. I really don't.
I think she's doing great with Asuka.
I think she's doing fine.
I think that is adorable.
I think she needs to stay in the Twisted Bliss where she is right now.
And then if it's Nikki, then she can be like, Nikki, I've been there before. You don't want to be there. And, you know, they
Right.
can use that later and have that
Exactly.
conversation.
I think there's more.
And then they can be best friends again.
I think there's more to build on that
Yeah.
than going back to Alexa.
It's the easy way out.
It is.
I like that, Shelby.
Well, thanks.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, hot take
mean,
from Shelby.
That's really the only thing that I took away from this match because
Hey.
really nothing else. I mean, Io looked lost as hell during the entire
something's
match.
been up with her lately. I don't know what's going on.
Damage Control really hasn't had the push that I thought it was going to have.
We were ready.
Yeah,
Like-
I was very excited when they debuted at SummerSlam.
Well, it's funny because if you think back, it's not like Io and Dakota ever had a lot together on NXT.
No, they didn't. They never had anything.
So I can see that this can be an adjustment period for them both of learning to work with somebody that they've never worked with before. But at the same time, it's like the push is for Bayley, and they're just with Bayley. You know what I mean?
All three of them have not been booked properly, in my opinion. But especially the two of them.
Yeah,
because
they're not side pieces, but you know what I mean? It's like, not like that. That sounds bad. That's not what I mean. I mean, hey.
That's exactly what you meant. It's fine. I love it. They're her side pieces.
I mean, hey.
But, because, I mean, they won this
But
match.
it was lackluster.
But they lost the titles on Monday.
Yeah.
Before this.
Yeah.
Then won them back again. So it's like they lost them on Monday just to win them back on Saturday.
Yeah, it was.
Like, it was really strange.
Then what's the point of losing them?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know where they're going with this. Because for the finish, you had Alexa was going to do the Twisted Bliss
Yeah.
on Io or Dakota, I can't remember. But Nikki comes in and distracts her. Another distraction. Comes in and you know, foils that. And then Dakota does a DDT off of the top rope onto Alexa, and then Io pins her.
Like, out of all of the distractions during this event,
That one made the
that
most
was the
sense.
only one.
Yeah.
Especially now with your theory.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all for this theory, by the way.
yay.
I'm here
I
for
hope
you.
it happens.
That hey, listeners, we've been right so many times out of here.
That's true.
Let's keep the
We know what we're talking
let's
about,
keep
Hunter.
the trend.
We know what we're talking about.
You listening, Hunter? Thank
So
you.
we have new champs, which is also, it is cool because this is the first time that the women's tag titles have been won in Saudi Arabia. So I guess that's a milestone.
That is pretty
right?
cool.
It is cool, but at the same time, I hate to admit it, but those belts don't matter.
Yeah.
Like, they really don't.
And I
Like,
know they've got to build them, but
when
exactly,
they've had-
exactly,
they've had time to do that, you know. But yeah, I mean, I gave it this one a 3-2.
Yeah,
Like,
it would have been. Yeah.
It was fine. So we have Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross in a steel cage match.
So
What did you think of this one?
my immediate thought upon hearing that this was on the card, I was like, oh, well, Scarlett's not going to be anywhere near this. They're not going to let her because all of Scarlett's clothing, all of Scarlett's like entire MO is I'm a witchy sexy goddess. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh God, like I hope they don't like, but nope.
She was front and center.
What's up with the spiked cosmetic application on her cheekbones?
She had spikes on her cheeks.
Oh
guys.
my gosh, it was so cool. So she had, I would say it was more like Britney-esque, not in the red, but you know, that style of
Oops,
that.
I Did Again era.
Oops, yes. You knew what I was talking about.
Yes.
But black. So
Yes.
it was still skin tight. And I mean, that woman can do no wrong. She's very beautiful.
So here's the thing that I find just and I understand it's a cultural thing.
Yes.
I understand that they want women to be covered up as a modesty thing.
Yes.
And the fact that we even have them in anything but baggy t-shirts,
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
that's...
I know I should be grateful for that. But at the same time, when you trade in the baggy t-shirts for skin tight onesies,
Yeah.
yes, their arms are covered and their chest is covered and their legs are covered, but it's skin tight.
Yes.
So you can see everything.
Ayo.
You can probably see more
And that-
than
yes.
if they wore their actual ring attire.
Yeah.
Right? So to me, that is like when you put someone in a skin tight suit, you can see their entire body shape.
The silhouette.
That is more quote unquote enticing.
Yeah.
Right? Than them just not Scarlett. Scarlett is an exception to the rule, right? Because everything she wears is completely inappropriate in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
But I'm talking about like EO and
but everybody's
Dakota and everybody
yes.
else, like their ring gear, especially Bailey's
is
is more modest than what she actually had to wear.
See, so I think it was Katie. Katie said, man, they're about to have an awakening.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, all the men? She goes, all the women.
It's true.
I mean, honestly, like, it's funny. It's like, oh, but they're modest. It's like, but I see everyone's butt. Everyone's butt looks great in these.
Right.
So, okay, but anyway, we're not gonna...
That was just something
side
that
note.
I thought about.
But truthfully, as much as I love Scarlett, I was very interested in this match. I love Karrion Kross. I have enjoyed him since NXT, even Helmet Karrion Kross, like, you know,
Gladiator. That was really unfortunate.
Darth Helmet.
I'm so
Stupid
sorry.
Darth Helmet.
I'm so sorry they did that to you.
It's okay, baby. We've moved on.
Yeah.
But and then McIntyre, of course. I was excited to see these two, and a steel cage. It's always entertaining. I've always enjoyed a steel cage. But I was interested to see, and sure enough, it was very evident at the end about what craftiness was going to happen. But I want to talk about the match more before we get to the end, because it brings back to what we talked about on the last podcast. And I want to talk about what happened within the match to then get to that point.
Yeah, go for it.
No, like, I'm sure you have more notes on
I
the
don't.
action. Oh, okay.
I just have the end.
So I guess we should just go tally-ho forth to the end then, because I don't have my notes with me either. So
okay.
Yep. All right. I mean, I do remember there were some very nasty spots, and your favorite, rubbing up against the rubbing up faces up against the cages.
It's so gross.
It is really gross.
Like, it's like you're trying to, like, cheese grater their face.
Yes,
like,
and it's
onto
effective. Like, and it's because, like, we know if we go outside to a chain link fence, there's not that little plastic cover that's all around the cage.
There's shit that's sticking out.
Yeah, well, now, but the red cage, remember, had that plastic all over it and all that stuff. So now
true.
I'm kind of like, it's not that scary, but I mean it.
The thing with cage matches for me,
Yeah.
they're kind of hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
Because when they have a top on the cage, I enjoy it more.
Makes sense.
When
Makes sense.
it's open, I don't enjoy it as much, because the stipulation is who can escape the cage.
Yeah.
And I don't like that stipulation as much as just like, we are locked in a cage and I either like I win or you die, right? Like that's kind of the stipulation.
That's true.
Like, no one else can get in here and we're going to fight it out, and you can't get out and I can't get out, and we're going to settle this.
See, okay, now I see that. But also, wasn't that the whole strap match issue? Was that, so that's why Drew gave Karrion the strap match, because he was like, you can't get away this time.
Yeah.
So now they had to have a way for him to try to escape and bitch out.
No, I get the reason for the stipulation. I just don't necessarily like that stipulation.
That's fair.
Just because I think it makes it less intense.
Yeah.
Because the whole time you're just seeing who can get out of it quicker. And to me, that, I don't want to say it defeats the purpose, because it doesn't. It still makes it entertaining.
Yeah, but it's a different.
Because the whole time you have Scarlett on the outside.
Yes.
Who, you know, she's using the pepper spray. Because pepper spray can get through a fence. It can get through the cage.
Whoa, magic.
I know, I'm really smart, guys. Like, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw that she was ringside. I'm like, okay, they do know that pepper spray is a mist, right? And even if she didn't spray it, she could fit the pepper spray through the cage.
And
so,
And so,
I don't know. So that was kind of what was plaguing me the entire time. And I hate that shit like that stays with me, but it does.
It does.
Because to me, logically, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Because especially if the stipulation is you have to escape. And that means that the cage is open at certain points.
Yes.
And she's just standing there the entire time.
I must stay in my spot.
Right.
I cannot leave my spot.
Waiting for Drew to be the one to come out. Because how this shit ends is she's waiting and he's trying to escape.
Yes.
And she sprays him right in the face.
Just-
and he sells it like The Rock sells a stunner, right? Like he like completely
Flailing
rolling to
Muppet
the
arms.
other side of the cage. And Carrion is just like doing the thing that you hate
Oh
on the ladder,
my
like
gosh.
just crawling so slowly
Oh.
to the point where Drew, who still has pepper spray in his eye,
Yes.
can climb up to the top of the cage, and then climb down
Halfway,
and jump
and then
off
yes!
before Carrion crawls out of it.
And that's okay. I was going to discuss that, and I was
Yeah.
going to discuss the pepper spray
Yes.
because officially, now that the pepper spray has been again brought back, her magic is dead.
Yes,
That makes me pissed.
yes.
Oh, I could talk about that forever, but I just hope that they can develop her to not just be, oh, I bring in weapons and this happens. But yes, that's me. I liked Magic Scarlet, but
No, I did too. I agree with you 100%. But I think you are right in saying that now that she has used this twice,
yes,
that's not the direction that they're going in. But I think what worries me about them being Carrion and Scarlet,
yeah,
is they have a really cool look.
yes,
They have a really cool entrance, right? They have like really good chemistry together, obviously. But like once he gets in the ring, all of that kind of goes away for me. And
yeah.
he loses all of what he built on the way to the ring. And once he gets in there, it kind of drops. Because if you think about the finish, he kind of looked silly, right?
Anytime they take 5 ever, if it's Xavier, if it's Karrion Kross,
Yeah.
if it's Brock Lesnar, they all look dumb doing it.
Well, especially if a pepper sprayed Drew
Yes!
beat him
To get over.
to get completely up one side of the cage and halfway down the other.
Oh my gosh.
And he beats you before you can crawl out of it when
That-
Scarlett's basically trying to pull you out.
Look, she's a strong woman.
Sure.
She absolutely could have grabbed his happy ass and dragged him out.
See, that's it. The ending just didn't work for me.
It was like opening up a soda that you're really excited for, and then it's dead flat. Like that's exactly how that
Yeah,
ending felt.
for sure.
Like I was like, oh man, like we could have shaken up this soda, like all sorts of shit could have happened, and nothing.
Yeah. No, I think that's really good because, yeah, that's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I gave this one a 3 too.
Yeah.
Just because
I
feel
agree
like
with this
they've
3.
lost their luster, I think, and this happened to them in NXT. I don't
It
know if you
did.
really remember,
I didn't want to admit it.
but when Carrion debuted in NXT and they had Scarlett came out and did their whole entrance, we weren't sure about it at first, but we then were on board.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because she did all the witchy magic stuff and it was like super cool and fun. Then as time went on and they put the belt on him, he got really stale to the point where they had to do gimmick match after gimmick match after gimmick match for him to feel interesting.
Yeah.
Like there was one, I think one of the last ones they did was a fatal 4-way with Adam Cole, Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny Gargano.
Oh yeah, holy crap. That was forever
They had to
ago.
throw everything they had at this man to make him interesting.
See, and then even when he was champion and then Samoa Joe came in and that last, even then
We were happy because he finally took it from him, and now we had it on someone that was interesting.
Yeah.
Because he had outstayed his welcome. And I feel like this is what's going to happen.
And that's such a shame. Like this,
Yeah.
this formula seems in every other aspect to be perfect.
Yeah.
I just don't get why it's not connecting here.
I don't know
Is it because
either.
of the hair? Because he has hair again? No.
No, because he was bald before and it didn't connect.
No, I know. But it's frustrating because I really like both of them.
I hope that this is the end of their feud, though.
I agree
that
100%.
They both
it's
need
time
to
to let it
move
go.
on.
Yes.
And Drew especially
He
needs
can do
to
so
move
many
on.
things.
Also, I need this man to not fight sick anymore.
Yeah, I had
Like-
no idea.
He had the flu.
Oh my god.
He had the full-on flu in a hot desert city.
And it wasn't until he got up after he won and he started to climb the rope.
Oh, God.
And oh my gosh, you look at him, you're like, he could fall right now and be dead to the world for the next 24 hours.
Yeah, but he just kind of looked like everybody else because everybody was super tired and sweaty at the end of their
Yeah.
match on this because they do an open air arena in Saudi Arabia for these shows. Just flashback to Finn Balor and the demon makeup that completely was off of his skin
rest
before
in
he even came to the
peace.
ring.
And you know that makeup lady tried so hard.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but it's a dry heat.
Try telling Bobby Lashley that. Okay.
No, that was savage.
Did you see him?
It
looked like he
I
went
do
swimming.
every time.
It looked
Every
like
time.
he just got out of a
There are
pool.
some people who just cannot help that they are sweaty people.
I
Bobby
un-
Lashley is one of those people.
I understand. I know, but it's so fun to make fun of him, though. I'm sorry. Anyway, so our next match is Judgment Day versus the OC.
Man, I love the Judgment Day. I love
I am
them.
so happy that they are finally getting over
It's
because
so
when they
good.
first started out, Vince did not know what to do with them, and
That's 'cause Vince is
I
stupid.
think that Triple H fully understands and loves the Judgment Day because he starts every Raw with Judgment Day.
He has the biggest work ethic crush on Rhea Ripley. I absolutely believe. Like, okay, I've talked about this with you just in personal life. Like, there are people I'm like, I would never ever like have a romantic feeling for this person, but I admire how hard they work and their talent and how. And I think that's Hunter. He sees Rhea and he's like, you're just fucking phenomenal, and I want to give you the world. Because you are just such a good wrestler.
I've never heard of a work ethic crush.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
No.
Oh my gosh, no. I had the biggest work ethic crush on somebody in the department, and I'm not going to say who. I'm not going to say who. Not that they're listening, but I'm not going to say who. But they worked their asses off, and I really appreciated it. But I looked at them, and I was like, I would never in my life ever date you.
Sure.
Like, I just look at you, and I'm like, no. But I really like how dedicated you are to your work and how like talented you are.
Sure.
That is the nerdiest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
I give credit where credit is due.
Oh my
He
god.
worked really hard.
A work ethic crush.
Yeah.
All right.
Add that to your repertoire, man.
I am going to suck that work ethic's dick.
No! No! Damn it. Oh.
I can't. Okay, we need to get back on track. Okay,
Where were we?
so
It's bring your daughter to work day.
No! Oh my God, we're all going to hell.
it's fine.
Forgive me, God.
So Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley is awesome.
No, but I said this when we were watching
Damn
it.
it, David.
I said this when I'm trying to get us back on track.
Somebody call HR.
No, we don't have HR.
We can't do anything.
That's our problem. We don't have HR. So I said this on the night we were watching it. I would love it if randomly one night, it can be on Raw, it doesn't have to be on a pay-per-view, that when Judgment Day comes out and then they split off on like, you know, is it going to be Finn and Dominic? Is it going to be Damian and Finn? Like who's on the team? I just want Rhea to just like hop up there one night.
Yeah.
And it just be like Finn and Rhea or
Yeah.
Dominic and Rhea.
Like
You know-
somebody gets like injured. Mm-hmm. They fall out, and then Rhea's just there with the hot tag, and they don't even realize. And then they tag, and then they're like, and they turn, And there she is.
Because
And
Judgment
she just jumps over the top
Yes.
rope like a badass that she is.
Yes, because Judgment Day is the best thing that is on Raw. Like,
Absolutely.
it's kind of the only thing that they have because there's no Roman, there's no Bray Wyatt.
Nope.
Like, they have to have something, and it's Judgment Day.
Oh
so
my
Judgment Day
gosh.
opens every single episode of Raw, and it is the best. And I will never forget because Katie Bearden and I had the pleasure and privilege of seeing Rhea Ripley body slam Gallows on the floor. And it was the best thing I think either one of us have ever seen in our lives. And we were the only ones in our box that popped at all.
You guys, I'm sure, were screaming your heads off.
Oh my God. It was the best thing. Now, listeners, if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was an episode of Raw that they were in Charlotte. And Katie and I, Katie got us tickets. And oh my God, it was the best thing ever. Gallows goes out of the ring for some reason during the match, and Rhea just deadlifts him and body slams this man. Gallows is at least 6'3".
He's huge.
Okay, and he is a huge man, probably close to 300 pounds, probably over 300 pounds.
Oh, definitely.
And she picked him up like he was a paperweight. Like, it was insane, and it was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Bitch.
Like,
bitch.
Katie,
bitch.
I cannot emit the sound high enough that Katie and I's voices got to.
We all know the Katie screech. I can only imagine how many more octaves it went up for the both of you.
We both were screaming at the screen, show the replay! Show the replay! Like, we were just like, can we just watch that over and over for the rest of the night? Like, I want to watch this.
That's fantastic.
Over and over. So I was hoping that we would get something like that. The only thing we got was the interference at the end, but it's okay. I was kind of scared that we wouldn't get any Rhea at all because of where we were.
Yeah.
But she did interfere at the end. But
Yes.
this match was so good. I enjoyed this match. This was probably my favorite match. Hands down.
This was an incredible match. But I do want to give a little side thing real quick. So when we were driving home, after this pay-per-view, I was giggling really, really hard. And it was because, David, are you ready? Are you ready to say the nickname? And I started giggling very hard because it's hilarious that his name is Dominic, and it's, the reverse, and he's the Dom, and so I started giggling really hard, and I shouldn't have taken that long to make that connection of that joke and that, so I present this to you so you can make fun of me for it.
I don't get it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Yeah.
Is
I know.
that now they're calling him Dom,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
but it's very clear that he is not. Yeah.
I got there way later than everyone else. Everyone else finished that race, and I came in not hot.
I think
I guarantee that he finished that race. We can only hope that she did.
I love it, but also feel so uncomfortable every time I see them on screen. Like, I don't want it to go away, but I want it to go away. Does that make sense? I am not a lovey-dovey, touchy-feely type person.
Yeah.
So, like, just any PDA at all to me is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So the way that she just is, like, all over him all the time and, like, whispering shit in his ear, I'm like, oh, God, please stop. But, like, I don't want it to because it works in the story.
You 100% know she has whispered to him at least once, you're going to learn something tonight.
No, I want the opposite. I want her to say like the most bullshit things into his ear.
You want to get some Taco Bell after this?
Right, exactly.
I got to fart real bad. Like something ridiculous,
That's
like
what-
trying to make him break.
That's what we would do on tour all the time. Like, there was a part in the show, the musical that we did, that there was one of the actors and I, we had to be off to the side with our puppets, and we didn't have any dialogue. We were just supposed to be, like, miming and doing shit.
Yeah.
And every single time, this actor would try to make me break. and he would say stuff all the time that would try to make me laugh, and it worked a lot of the time.
Oh my gosh.
Because I'm the worst when it comes to that. Like I have no chill whatsoever. So if anyone
What?
says anything to
No.
me, I'm gonna laugh. But that's the type of stuff that I really want to happen.
See-
and like the camera is right up on him all the time, and I just want you to break.
Yeah.
Like I know she's saying something to you. Like I want to know what it is, and I want to see you laugh. But anyway, I think this group works.
Yeah.
And I am happy to see the OC back. I didn't think I would because I don't really like Gallows and Anderson. I didn't really like them before they left.
I think they're okay.
I know there's a lot of shit going on with New Japan and Anderson right now. I know that he holds one of their titles and he's kind of refusing to let it go right now. There's a lot of drama going on with that right now.
Interesting.
But commentary really did not shy away from the fact that this was a Bullet Club reunion,
Yes. And that.
which I thought was really interesting.
Yes.
Because this is the most that WWE commentators have ever talked about New Japan.
Or
ever.
that was IWGP mentioned as well?
That's New Japan. That's the name of their belt.
Oh, I'm getting them mixed up then. Okay. I'll do that research on my own then.
Because
I'm
New
sorry.
Japan, was where the Bullet Club was created.
Yeah, no, I
And the
just
Bullet-
got the names of the belts mixed up, and that's just my own fault. So.
Bullet Club is a huge club that spans lots of different
Like,
people with lots of
generations.
and lots of different companies now house those people. And normally it's not spoken of outside of Japan until AEW came along, and now they talk about it all the time because they have a partnership with them.
Yes.
But this is like kind of one of the, I mean, they do the whole Too Sweet thing.
Yeah.
Like they'll do it on WWE TV, but they won't explain what it means.
Yeah.
And they won't explain where it came from.
They'll just, like, you just know.
But I love that we are acknowledging that wrestlers actually do work outside of WWE.
Or come from other places. It's like, oh, like the whole era is like, no, you were made and molded and formed here at WWE. Everything else before that doesn't matter.
In even any shit that you do after.
Yeah.
And if you come back.
It's like,
'Cause,
yeah, whatever.
A lot of people have left and come back, and we just
pick up, like, it's like that relationship that, had a break, and then it's like, oh, well, we start back. Oh, we were dating 5 years before this, so it's not like we can go all the way back to the beginning.
So we have a new anniversary now, and we have a new first date. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. But even when Cody Rhodes came back, like, all they said was that he was gone for 6 years. What was he doing?
He just disappeared.
I don't know. Maybe creating a whole other wrestling company
he was
behind you, like
part of the snap.
Right, exactly. That's kind of the feel of it.
Exactly what
but
it
now
is.
we are acknowledging what'll be really interesting is if other people, when their contracts are up in AEW, if they go back,
Yeah.
will they acknowledge
AEW.
AEW? Because they still haven't done that yet. So that'll be the true test of time.
Yeah.
But I loved this match. I gave it a 4.
Yeah, this was a
'Cause
breathtaking match.
The finish of this was really fun because you had AJ who goes for the phenomenal forearm from the outside, and Rhea catches him in an inverted electric chair. So they have
Great name for a move, by the way.
She has him on her shoulders like chicken style.
Yep.
Right, and then just flattens him right on the apron.
Golly.
Because there was another spot. I hope you remember this part because they had about 3 people that were on people's shoulders at one point. I just wanted them to start hitting each other like you were playing chicken.
And they're pretending that they're in the pool. The people are underneath. They're pretending to swim and walk slow.
I was really hoping that's where they were going to go, but they didn't. They took it the serious route.
Boo.
But
that's no fun.
Yeah, so she hits,
come on, Hunter. You know you need us on your writing team.
So
we gotta play chicken.
She hits that spot on the outside, and that causes enough of a distraction to have Finn hit the coup de grace, which like the most precise coup de grace I think I've ever seen in my life. Like I'm pretty sure the soul left the body
and
at that point.
The most correctly pronounced coup de grace.
Because you know who said it.
Not our stupid ignorant slut.
No, but your ex-husband Wade Barrett.
Yes. Yes.
I mean, does this are you guys going to talk again
It's up to him.
after this?
It's up to
you know,
him.
I mean, he did say it correctly. You know, and that's kind of one of your things.
Yeah, I got to think about it.
Okay.
I got to think
That's
about
fine.
Yeah, I know that pronouncing words correctly is a big turn on for you.
I mean, nerd. Like, we already discussed this. She has a work ethic crush. So,
Robert's got a phonetic dictionary on hand at all times. Knows how umlauts work and everything.
I mean,
He probably does.
if Wade Barrett is definitely one of those people that has, an intellect would be his turn on, I think. Because he has all the bad news.
He's got I'm afraid I've got some bad grammar.
So that's why he couldn't be on the panel with Corey Graves. Because
you couldn't handle it.
no.
You know what?
So, yeah, it was.
I might have to reach out to him now.
Aw, that's
I might.
great.
We'll say hey,
Good for you guys.
we'll have to
We
a
love
week before my wedding.
Hey, you know.
Oh my god.
Robert hears this and just pushes the phonetic dictionary
Aw.
onto the ground like a cat.
Just bat.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh.
So our semi-main is the... Oh, sorry. Just kidding.
Psych.
I missed 2 matches.
Are we really?
Yes.
Oh wait. Oh yes.
So, y'all, this card was really long.
It was
way longer than most. This was almost like AEW level of matches.
Yeah.
So, the next match is Omos versus Braun Strowman. And I think totally forgot about this match because the only thing I wrote down was nope.
Just nope.
So I think I didn't like it.
I think that was good enough, girl. Nope. I think, you know what? We should just leave it at that.
The only thing that was cool about this was the finish, and it was because Braun did a running power slam on Omos, which was really impressive.
But other than that,
I don't like big dude matches. I've said it before.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Is it possible that you just wanted to talk about the Jordan Peele film Nope?
Probably.
Because we can do that.
no.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about a movie that I've never seen.
Yeah, that'd be a really great, intense conversation.
Definitely have no notes on that one.
I think that says enough, though.
Yeah, no, it does.
Nope.
I also... You notice that MVP wasn't there.
I did not. You're right.
So I guess if you didn't notice, you don't know why he wasn't there.
No, I don't think I've caught up on that.
So MVP is with Omos.
Yes.
Because Omos cannot speak.
He cannot.
And
That is...
he needs
a big,
a
meaty man.
mouthpiece. Right, and he slaps meat.
And he's...
So we are losing it tonight, y'all. I'm so sorry. So
Okay, I'm here.
MVP was not there. I've heard 2 different reasons. One of which is that he has a criminal record.
Oh.
And apparently Saudi Arabia is very strict about that, about letting people who have criminal records into their country.
Oh. Okay.
That's the main one that I heard. I also heard that he is a former Muslim and who is now atheist.
Oh.
So anyone who is a former Muslim and is now of any religion at all is very frowned upon in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I could
So,
see that.
seeing as how Islam is the main religion.
Definitely.
So those were the 2 reasons that I heard.
Interesting.
Now, I'm not going to say that is confirmed.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say that that's 100% accurate.
Yep.
But those are the 2 things that I've heard. But I feel like this match really lacked
Without
not having MVP there because
Yeah.
he's been the one that's been driving this whole feud. Honestly, he's been the one that's made this even remotely interesting.
Yeah.
Because Braun and Omos just haven't even really spoken. It's been MVP who has been the mouthpiece for kind of both of them.
Yeah. I can see
And-
that definitely happening.
So yeah, him not being there and them not really saying why
Yeah.
he wasn't there, it was just very strange. Because Omos came out alone, which he hasn't done at all, ever.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
But we did get a very gifable moment or memeable moment of Michael Cole and almost his hand engulfing Michael Cole's face. And I think now that is forever imprinted in my brain.
It's probably forever imprinted on his face.
Probably
He's just got a handprint on his face from Omos. But
yeah, I gave this one a 2.5. I really didn't like this one.
I think also because, we are petty at times. Braun, I don't know what is his deal, but he likes to just start stuff now, and it's kind of annoying.
He's controlling his narrative. I mean, I'm just saying, like, after being with EC3 and that whole control your narrative thing, he has been very outspoken about stuff. And he was kind of difficult to work with before he left WWE.
Yeah.
And one of the main reasons why he wasn't re-signed, he wasn't let go like the rest of them. He was let go because they could not come to a negotiated salary for him because he wanted so much more than everybody else when he wasn't even really doing anything at the time.
Knowing your worth is very important in a lot of different, professions, not just wrestling.
Right.
But also, like, you can't overshoot because it's going to be impossible to land anything. And I think that's, like, he's just overcompensating with, like, how he's feeling, I guess, because he had to come to an agreement. I don't know if it's ego. I don't know what, but...
It's ego.
Yes, you're a big meaty man that slaps the meats. You're a big, huge dude. But don't shit on other people because you can't do backflips and you can't jump off of ropes.
Yeah.
And don't talk shit on the internet just because you can't do it. If you want to go do it, go learn how to do it. It makes me mad. I also am very protective of my high flyers.
You are, but
I like
also
my high
think
flowers. High flowers.
High flowers.
High flyers.
But also, we have talked about this match longer than I had wanted to talk about it because of the shit that he said.
Yeah.
So,
boom.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right? Because...
Oh, see, I just got worked.
Just saying.
I got worked.
But yeah, 2.5.
2.5.
Didn't like it.
Nope.
Nope. Our next match is the Usos versus the Brawling Brutes.
Hey.
Which I love that. I love this, right? I love everything about the Brawling Brutes and the Usos, and I've loved the stuff that they're doing with Imperium. This match wasn't very believable to me, but that was because I knew what had happened on SmackDown beforehand. So basically, on the SmackDown prior to this, New Day had come out.
Yeah.
And Seth was talking to the Usos about how they were about to beat their streak, right?
Okay.
Their winning streak.
Okay.
How many days that they've been tag champions. They were about to break the New Day's record.
Damn.
Right? And basically, they had set up for the following SmackDown a match against either the Usos or the Brawling Brutes, whoever had the tag titles at the time. Right?
Man, I hate when they write that stuff and it's like, well,
so that was
I think a kindergartner could guess that one.
Exactly. That's the thing. So that was already set in
Foreshadowing.
place for the following week. Now, if you are looking at Saturday,
Yeah.
and on the previous Friday, they were just talking about how the Usos were about to eclipse the New Day as the longest reigning tag team champions. Are you going to have the Brawling Brutes win? Because that tag match on the next SmackDown is going to not be as interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be Ridge Holland and Pete Dunne, the new tag team champs. Like, sure, it'll be a good match, but, like, that's not the story that they're telling.
Yeah.
So it was hard for me to watch this one because I already kind of knew the outcome of it.
See, that's interesting. I didn't know that part, so I was hopeful. But
I mean, it was still a good match, and there were
yeah.
still some moments where I was like, "Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong," because there were
but
definitely
once it's
some
written
times.
in stone like that, that's hard to shake.
Yeah, so
Aw.
I think that the Brawling Brutes are still one of my favorite things on SmackDown right now.
Oh, they're fantastic.
Besides the whole Bray Wyatt stuff, but I do find interesting in this match though, and I don't know if you noticed this or not.
Let's find out.
There were "We Want Sammy" chants.
Yes.
In Saudi
there
Arabia.
Were. Yes, there were.
They were chanting "We Want Sammy," and then it was taken out.
It was dead silent.
It
It
could-
started about like 4 times, and then suddenly, nothing.
Yeah, they legit cut the feed from the audience. Ooh.
Because all of us were like, wait, what?
Because I think I was the one who heard it.
Yeah,
because
and
I
then you
was
and
like,
Chris both were like, wait,
there's
what?
no way.
No.
There's no way that they're chanting "We Want Sammy," and then by the time everybody was starting to listen to it, they cut it.
I hope that man was sitting in a hot tub drinking a margarita or something, laughing his ass off watching this, being like, that's right. They want me even over there, but I'm not going to give them the fucking time of day.
I'm even over in Saudi Arabia, bitches.
Like, suck on Menards.
Like, I loved it. I
That's
absolutely
fantastic.
loved it.
And that's the thing. It's like, you think, like, you know, for anything, like any culture, any, you know, construct, like even like any religion, sometimes even, you know, Christians, we do that where it's like we think this one thing.
Right.
And it's clearly like, okay, look, they clearly don't have an issue. Like, these are people who really, truly care about wrestling. I will say that. The fans over there really give a shit.
They're diehard, yeah.
They really do. They care. So they clearly know who Sammy is. They clearly know his background. They clearly know everything.
Well, they watch weekly.
Exactly.
It's very clear. It's not the fans who have issues with
No,
Sammy.
and that's the
it's
thing.
the government body
Yes.
of Saudi Arabia. And it's not even that they have an issue with him. It's the fact that he is of Syrian descent.
Yes.
And that's the whole reason why he's choosing to not go.
Yes.
That's the thing. It's not like he's barred from entering that country.
Oh, see, like, I thought at the very beginning when Saudi Arabia, like, they said, no, he's not allowed.
Yeah, in the beginning it was.
So now it's just a choice
But
as
now
well.
it's a choice.
Well, good for him.
Because what I'm thinking is there's no way with the popularity that the Bloodline and him have right
Exactly.
now that they would not want the entire group to be there.
That bit made me actually laugh when they called him, when
The
Roman
Usi?
called him, well, Usi,
Yeah.
but when Roman said, well, I'm just going to rename him to Sammy Uso. That whole thing killed me.
Yeah,
So
it's good. It's good stuff.
It's good stuff. So it's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to, like, see the appreciation.
So, I mean, I gave this one a 3.5.
Definitely 3.5.
But yeah, the "We Want Sammy" part is I think
That bumped
what
it
I'm-
up, definitely.
What I'm gonna take away from this one.
Yeah.
So here's the semi-main.
And here we are.
So we have Bianca Belair versus
ma'am.
Bayley in a last woman standing match.
Oh, man.
And this is actually the first women's match with a stipulation in Saudi Arabia. So this is another first.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is a women's title match. So that's happened before.
Yes,
but
that
not
happened before,
with
yes.
a stipulation.
yeah. So it was just a
they've
clean match.
They've
Yes.
just been regular matches. And last man, last woman standing matches can be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like some of the hits did not really hit.
No.
Some of the gimmicks did not really hit with this one.
But I loved the ending.
Oh, I did too.
I loved the ending.
I thought it was very creative.
I had never seen anything like that, and I bumped up my score because of that ending.
Yeah, no, I think the ending itself was very creative.
But yeah, overall, I can see what you're saying with some of the other
The
spots.
golf cart spot really got me.
See, the golf. Well, it's also because we also watch AEW. So a golf cart to us is different because we've seen what can happen
Yeah.
the right way with a golf cart. And so
If you're going to introduce something like a golf cart that already has a stigma to being crazy.
yes,
Right? Like you don't deliver on that, not even in the slightest. Like, poor thing. Both of them had issues with this golf cart. So Bailey was the one that brought it out.
Yes.
And Bianca did the whole like Looney Tune thing in front of it, being like, oh no, it's gonna hit me. It was going 4 miles an hour.
The part that scared me was when she got on top, and you can clearly see the wood plank that was across it trying to give it extra support break. And just, it's flapping in the breeze, and I'm going, get down!
Oh,
Like,
it was not meant for anyone to be on top. It was
No!
a regular standard golf cart. Like
See-
it was not built for
and then-
anyone to be on it.
And then, of course, there's the, I don't know if you heard Dogs say this, but Dogs made a joke about how he was surprised that there was even allowed to be driving. So they were even allowed to drive. So. Oh, Dogs. Damn it, Dogs.
Hey, we're
you know what?
We're breaking glass ceilings.
We're
right? Like
we're breaking plexiglass.
we got to
Golf
do
cart
it.
ceiling.
You're driving straight through them.
We are.
You're jumping the curb.
But the part where they drove down the ramp,
The camp
was
part
the
of me
worst.
really the camp part of me
No.
really liked.
Okay, so Bailey is hanging on for dear life on the top of this golf cart. Again, Bianca is going 4 miles an hour. Like, I could run and jump onto this golf cart with the speed that she was driving it at.
Oh,
so
I
she
liked it.
drives, and then she hits the brake before she gets to the table. So here's what I was thinking was going to happen.
See,
I'm
I
like,
forgot-
okay,
yeah.
so what's going to happen in an ideal world?
In a magical
Picture
world.
this. In this world, you have Bianca that just flies down the ramp, right? Hits the brakes. Bailey goes off of the top and then goes through the table.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking in my head was going to happen. I'm like, this spot's going to save this match. It's going to save this match, okay? I don't know why I got my hopes up on that. I don't know why I thought that physically could actually happen.
Because we've watched cartoons our whole life,
I've
Shelby.
watched AEW do these spots. That's what it is. Because I've seen Sammy Guevara go flying
Die.
into oblivion.
He died.
I've seen Kevin Owens die for our sins on a golf cart, okay? Like it's happened in WWE before.
First.
I just don't think that they should have introduced it if it was going to be kind of lackluster like that. Because what ended up happening is Bailey got thrown off of the golf cart. Or no, sorry. She didn't get thrown off the golf cart. Bianca takes her off of it
Yeah.
and then power slams her onto the table,
but then-
which does not break.
I am the table.
I felt so bad for Bailey at the end of this match.
That hurt like a mother.
She hit the table on the edge with her upper back neck area. Then she is trying to take a KOD
Oh no!
onto the chair.
I forgot that one.
And I got Adam Cole flashbacks and I got really upset.
I forgot about that one. As soon as you said the KOD, I was like, no.
I don't know if Bailey, if she was supposed to move it out of the way at the last minute, if she was trying to adjust it. I don't know what happened, but she does the KOD and her just knee first onto the chair, and it just buckles. And I'm just having that flashback moment of Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole with those that chair spot in NXT where they have the chairs are back to back.
Oh, no.
And then they just,
Nope.
that's what I thought was going to
Yeah,
happen.
oh gosh.
So thankfully it wasn't that bad.
No.
But it was still pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then that's when it leads into the finish where Bianca gets a ladder.
Yes.
And puts Bailey in between the ladder.
Yes.
And then pushes it underneath the corner and underneath the turnbuckle.
So like the top of the ladder was under the second rope.
Yeah.
But then the first part was underneath, and then she was stuck between and could not actually physically move it, which
Yeah.
I thought was ingenious.
Very creative finish.
Loved it.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been like, that's a good finish.
Yeah.
Like that makes sense.
See, with this feud, I feel like it should have ended at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was in the camp that I thought Bailey should have won at Extreme Rules.
Yeah,
because-
you were a big, yeah.
But because I'm like, okay, if she loses, then it has to be over, right? Because this is like, how many times have we gone for this title? Like, she needs to be done.
But who would?
I know, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And then they announced Survivor War Games, right?
Yeah.
So they have to extend this feud until after War Games.
Yeah.
Because they have to have a team to do War Games with.
Yeah.
So now we're just in this cycle.
This loop.
So we are going to be doing this whole Bianca Bailey thing for at least until after November.
BB.
You know, and I love Bailey. Bailey's been one of my...
And I love Bianca.
One of my favorites, like, from the beginning.
Yeah.
But I don't need this match anymore.
I think it's time to let it live and let die.
But we can't.
Nope.
So
We're not allowed to.
But I just don't believe that Bailey can beat her at this point. Because literally, like, every stipulation she has lost. Every interference that she has put in front of her, she has still lost.
Yeah.
So whenever she goes up against her again, I'm just like, okay.
I'm interested to see where Bianca can go from here. Like I'm interested to see new challengers, see new
I think
opponents.
they're waiting for Sasha to come back.
Do you think she's gonna come back?
I don't know, but I think they're holding out hope that she will.
Have we heard anything about Naomi?
I mean, I think there's supposedly supposed to be a package deal now for some reason.
Interesting. I mean, besides walking in New York Fashion Week,
Yeah,
which that was crazy.
I don't know, but I honestly think that because I can't think of anybody else.
I mean,
Unless Charlotte comes back, I really don't know, and I don't think anybody wants that.
yeah,
I really don't.
I think both her and Andrade need to just go.
Yeah, I agree.
Go chill.
But I gave this a 3.5.
I actually would give it a 4 just for the ramp part alone, but that's also because I loved that campy crap.
I didn't like it. And then, you know, we already talked about the Roman and Logan Paul match. So overall, I mean, I gave this a 3.5.
Yeah, I said 3.
Just because the main event just really bumped everything up for me.
Yeah.
So who is your ignorant slut for this Crown Jewel pay-per-view?
It's tough because as we were talking earlier, a lot of the stuff was subpar.
Right.
Like there wasn't a huge mess up. And I mean, there were like botches and like little things, but I can't like say like with certainty. Overall, clearly, if you want my petty answer, it's Logan Paul, but that's just for personality. But I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I'm actually, because I thought about it for a really long time. I did today, and I was just like, I can't. Like, yes, that's funny, but I can't give it to him.
Well, he didn't deserve it this time.
And that's the thing.
Yeah.
I can't, in honesty, give it to him because
Right.
he did well. And, bleh, but he did well.
That really makes you feel dirty, doesn't it?
I hate it. Because you're going to hate me later, but you're going to understand why.
Cryptic.
Did you just threaten me?
No, it's a promise.
In the nicest way I think I've ever heard anyone be threatened.
Right. Don't forget who controls the board.
What? No.
That's true. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's my turn.
No. No, but I'm going to have to say the almost match. The almost match and the Braun Strowman match. Just because literally when you said it, I was like, oh, yeah, that happened. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't just because of Braun, but like truly, like I forgot about that match completely.
Yeah.
So that's my ignorant slut. So
Mine
just out of just sheer like that was a thing.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it.
Mine was Jake Paul.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's there. I don't know why we need both of the Paul brothers.
And why does he get music?
He has music.
That's
he has
rude.
He has his name on the Tron. Like
There's literally no reason for his ugly ass to be there.
His punches were the worst thing I have ever seen in my life. Like, and I have worked with children on stage combat. Okay.
We've worked with adults.
Right, but like children doing stage combat. I have seen kids throw better fake punches than that man. So
that man,
I just can't.
I wasn't sure where that sentence was going, so for a second I thought that you were running like elementary school fight clubs.
Hey,
You don't know what I did before I met you.
Education's a hard place, man. You don't know what we've been through.
I'm from Eastern North Carolina. You don't know what we do over there.
Public school, am I right?
Am I right?
Oh.
So, yeah, Jake Paul. I don't know why you're here. You don't need to be here.
That's fine. Get GTFO.
You don't even go here.
You don't even go here.
don't even go
Like,
here.
just because your brother did pretty good this match, like, doesn't mean that you get to just, like, tag along with here.
because you would not do well here. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I really hope that, I mean, with him having music and him having a, Titantron entrance and everything.
you said that, and I was like, no, I don't accept that.
I think that he's signed.
I do
really
too.
do. I like, why else would he get that? But yeah. So anyway, I am just not going to watch it
Yeah.
because he is even more of a dick than his brother is.
He's the worst
So,
one. And
I definitely don't want him on the screen.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my ignorant slut.
That's fair. Who is your EST?
I want to go last because I think it's gonna rock some brains.
I think mine's going to rock some brains.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock.
Yes. Okay, you go first.
Please don't hate me. I'm sorry, but I'm not. Roman Reigns is acting.
I'm flipping the fucking table. That was gonna be mine.
Roman Reigns, that's the best he's been ever.
You're gonna have to mute both.
Thank you very much for listening to This Is a Takeover.
No, okay. Hear us out, okay? You left, so you didn't see it. You didn't know. So
Do you know how it pains us?
no, it does.
It pains us to say that.
It does.
It pains me to hear.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
See,
But he did a really good job.
he did, and it gives me hope. It gives me hope because I'm like, okay, Roman Reigns' character before this was clearly a Vince choice. Roman had and has the capability to be involved, to be interested, and to act in a scene. Just alone with what I have seen with the whole Uso backstage with Sammy now involved as well, that character development has grown so much. They're joking around, they're screwing around on stage, they're messing with each other, like it's a whole other level of comfort.
I implore everyone who's listening to this episode to go look up on YouTube Sami Zayn and Jey Uso and Roman Reigns. There is a segment that they did on SmackDown that literally is one of the best things I think I've seen on TV in a very, very long time.
I actually snorted.
Please go look it up.
It's so good.
It is really, really good.
And it's crazy. I never in my life.
Just the selling that because he was able to try his damnedest to make Logan Paul a face, right?
Yes.
And you believed it for a hot second. And then you remembered who you were watching, and then you're like, there's no way that Logan Paul could be a face. They're trying to make him a face.
Yes, which is
just not
stupid
happening.
as hell.
You just need to lean in and just make him a heel. Like he has a natural punchable face.
I mean,
like,
he was a heel. He beat the shit out of The Miz.
I know.
He turned on The Miz and beat him. He turned on the heel and punched The Miz.
Well, I think that makes him a face, though. If you punch the heel, that makes you the face.
But
Technically.
Yeah,
Can I do my ignorant slut now?
Of course.
It's the two of you.
I knew it. You know what? It's fine. It's fine.
we all have
it's
our opinion,
it's
and
our
you're
show.
just wrong.
It's our show, and we can wear it as a badge of honor.
Oh,
What?
the Lord said nay. It just started pouring all of a
did.
sudden. But
Maybe he doesn't like Roman Reigns.
Yeah, you notice
he's
it
a
was
good Catholic boy. He trying.
it was raining really hard at the top of the episode, and then you got past the Reigns match, and as it went on, the rain stopped, and then you start talking about it again.
No.
Oops.
The Lord is on my side.
Oh no! Oh gosh, we better run. Oh no!
Okay. I think that's our sign to
I
wrap
think
it
we
up.
should go.
So, David, what's going on?
Besides our murders.
Yeah.
Not much. What's going on with you?
Oh,
You know.
So at some point in the next 2 weeks or so before Thanksgiving, me and Chris and Stan need to sit down and watch the 2000 2000 or 2001 Guy Ritchie classic Snatch, which is going to be my next Perfect 10 pick.
Never heard of that.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's one of my favorite films.
It's been a hot minute since I've seen that.
Oh, we should have a watch party. I'll
Yeah.
happily
I'm down.
watch it.
Yes.
So we got that coming up in the next couple of weeks. And then supposedly there's another pay-per-view the weekend of your wedding.
Literally the day of the wedding.
Uh-huh.
Yep, that is Full Gear.
Yep.
That is
That's
an
right.
AEW pay-per-view.
That's the
So that
Tuesday.
will be
This is-
Dogs and Chris.
Yep. Okay. So then we've got an episode
Yeah.
of This Is a Work coming up.
But then Survivor Series is after that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's what we got going on. And we know what Gina's got going on.
So don't follow her unless you want to see just completely
Just
flooded
everything
wedding.
Yeah. see, like-
Everything wedding. This is a culmination of a year and a half's worth of work.
Yep.
So,
It's
Yeah.
been
yep.
So, like, in a week from now, we'll have Long Walk Talks, and then in a week and a half, we'll have This Is a Wedding.
This is a wedding.
I thought you said no more. This is a shows.
Only
We get married, bitch. That's
Only-
the name of the podcast.
Long Wedding Talks.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Anyway,
Any whore?
Shelby, if people want to reach out to you online and follow you online, what's the best place to do that at?
Well, they can do that at SlayAllRay on Instagram. And if you want to follow us on Instagram for This Is a Takeover, you can do that at This Is a Takeover and this_pod on Twitter.
And Gina,
Yes.
what about you?
In this next week and a half, Just don't reach out to me. I'm sorry. Love you all, but I will not be available.
She will not answer you.
I will not. Not that anyone's reached.
You can just redirect all to me. It's fine.
But if you want to go on my Instagram and see all of the lovely wedding pictures that will be coming and other fun things, you can go on my Instagram at Broadway_baby1218.
Excellent. And if you would like to follow me online, the best place to do that is on Instagram. And I'm dipping my toe into
Oh.
TikTok.
No way.
You can find me on both of those
Get out.
platforms at DB Hensley.
Fun.
If you want to keep
I've
up with the
downloaded TikTok again.
yeah, you can be like my 7th follower.
You
It's
can-
great.
Yeah.
You can quit your TikTok hiatus just to follow
Just a
David.
David Hensley.
That's right. If you want to keep up with Long Walk Productions, you can visit us online at longwalk.us or search for Long Walk Productions and Long Walk Podcasts on Facebook. To see more of our original work or hear past episodes that are no longer streaming, you can follow the YouTube links in the show notes. Thank you for listening, and if you enjoy this show or any of the shows on the Long Walk Podcast Network, please make sure to leave us a rating and a review on whatever platform you are listening on.
Thank you, David. And thank you for listening to This Is a Takeover. I'm Shelby Ray Patterson.
And I'm Gina Belmont. Oh, I still wanted to say that. Sorry.
I have a flow to this, Gina. Damn it.
And I'm Gina Belmont.
And you don't have to be called up to the main roster. You're doing fine where you're at.
You do have to get called up to the altar, though.